Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca Lea Chisholm. I am one of the board members of the International Association of Pageantry, and today I am joined by Shana Purkey of Purkey.
Hi there.
So today's topic is all about hair and makeup, which we all know in the pageant industry is very, very essential.
Pretty crucial.
Yeah, pretty crucial. Um, Give our viewers a little bit of information about how you got involved in hair and makeup in the pageant industry.
Sure. So I started dabbling in hair and makeup like as a kid. I'm sure my mother still has nightmares of me going through her makeup drawers. But so I've always kind of just done everybody's makeup and, played around with that.
Mhm.
And then got involved with the pageant industry about 25 years ago. And after I transitioned out of competing myself, I started, helping girls and doing, whatever I could to support that.
Mhm.
And it just segued into more of a full-time role of doing hair and makeup and really what I've really loved to do. And that's the creative side of it. So really enjoy it.
Now, as one of the founders of Purkey, how many
Mhm.
contestants do you think that you have done over the years?
I was trying to think about that and I can't even imagine. I was thinking through each summer because that's when it's our big season, and
Mhm.
there are hundreds each summer. So there's been quite a few, but we are also blessed. We are also very blessed that we have a lot of return customers and girls that are very loyal, and so we love to get to see those return faces again as well.
I bet. So, as a hair and makeup stylist, what are the things that you think about in terms of styling your client for different pageants and different systems? Because I know from a contestant and a choreographer perspective, every organization is very different. So, what is that like
Correct.
for you?
Excellent question. And I think that's really important for somebody, especially if they're going into a new system. It's
Mhm.
really important for them to do their research and understand what the look of that system is.
Absolutely.
Particularly, if it's more of a natural look, then you need to be very aware of that. If it's more of a high glam, sorry, I just realized my phone volume was still on. So let's turn that off.
Hey, it's all
Um, yep. If it's more of a high glam, then be aware of that. So, those are really important things as an artist. And I think it's also really important to be aware of age appropriateness for each division because there are fine lines with different pageants. Particularly in that preteen division or princess, whatever the pageant may call it, some allow some makeup, some don't. Some allow lashes and all of those kind of things. So you really got to do your research and understand where you're going and what you're getting yourself into.
absolutely. And you just really hit on one of the key things that I see all the time as a choreographer is that a lot of times contestants tend to think that the same type of makeup and hair that you do for one pageant is going to work at another pageant. And that's not always.
Exactly. No, certainly not always the case. And I do think when you're researching your hair and makeup artist, I think it's also important to, if you are only seeing one look on their social media, I think it's important to reach out and say, hey, I love this look and I would love to work with you, but can you send me some other examples of either a more natural look or a more glam look or whatever you might need at that time, because most of the time they can replicate or give you that look, but you want to be able to make sure that they do have that ability.
Now, going along with hair and makeup, what are some things that, as an artist, you want your clients to come forward and tell you before you begin your session?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. I always ask girls, bring me pictures of what you like. Show me the time you loved your makeup the most. Show me what you love. And then I always ask, like, what are your absolute must haves? Because, they may like a super strong brow, and that wouldn't have been my personal choice on them.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to do, obviously, what they are looking for.
Yeah.
Now, if it's something that's really, get a little crazy, sometimes we may say, hey, maybe let's just try this look and see
Mm-hmm.
what you think. And then if you don't like it, we can, go back to that super bright red lip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's so important to communicate with your artist what you like. And at the end of your session, and this is something really important for parents too of younger kids, be there to be able to have, look at your child and say, yes, I'm so happy with that. Let's, move forward. Or, hey, could you tease it up a little more? Or maybe a little more blush. We are at your service and we are here for you. And we want nothing more than to make you happy. So don't be afraid to speak up and say what you need or what you want. I know, especially as women, a lot of times we're like, I don't want to hurt anybody's
Yeah.
feelings, but I guarantee you, we're more upset if we hear later on that you weren't happy. That just really hurts our hearts. So speak up and yeah, come prepared and let us know what you want.
I love that you're talking about this because also from a choreographer, I get that all the time. And then,
For sure.
oh yeah, and then when you hear about it, you're like, okay, well, if you tell them up front, whether it be in hair and makeup or styling or a stage manager or choreographer, they can't help unless they know.
Right, exactly. It's all about communication.
Well, and then going on communication, tell me what it's like for you as a pageant hair and makeup stylist to also do New York Fashion Week. Like, is that a little crazy for you?
It's so fun. It literally is one of my favorite things all year long.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fast pace. I'm really like a super go 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 kind of person, so that's super fun. It's amazing to get to meet the girls from all over the country and all over the world. So that's awesome. And I also love really getting to do some different looks.
Mm-hmm.
So fashion really has more, I mean, it can be various different things, either more of an avant-garde look,
Mm-hmm.
which is really fun from a color perspective or a creativity perspective, or a more of a just a natural glam,
Mm-hmm.
or to that whole no makeup look. So it gives us an opportunity to do some things that are really outside of the box of what we normally do on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's super, super fun. But I will say sometimes it is hard for pageant girls to then kind of make that transition because they may not be used to looking at themselves with that no makeup look or a bright eye or a, slicked back hair. So if you're going to venture into something like that as a pageant contestant and a model, you just have to be open-minded
Mm-hmm.
and remember that it's about the clothes, it's about the designer, and take it all in. It's a fun experience, and it may not be the look that you want to, put on your Instagram or your Facebook profile picture,
Yeah.
but it's just fun and something different to experience.
I think it's very difficult for models and parents of a pageant contestant to understand that transition because they're
Right.
totally two completely separate entities in two separate
Absolutely.
industries. So,
Absolutely.
what would you do if you had a contestant or a model who is in the middle of that transition come up and they're a little unsure of what to do with the styling and the hair and the makeup in the fashion world compared to the pageant world that they're used to?
Sure. So, I mean, usually it's just talking them through it and showing, like, here are the pictures that the designer has given us, and this is what we have to follow.
Mhm.
And reminding them that as a model, you are hired to show the clothing and represent the brand. And it truly is that designer's choice as to what that look is. And as much as you may have a different preference, it's really not up to you at that point. And if you want to get hired for something else, it's really best that you
Yes.
just go along with what is being asked of you. Again, it's not something that you have to do for the rest of your life. It's simply a moment in time and it's an experience that so many people wish they could have. So just be open to it. And I think once we explain that, most people are very receptive. And a lot of times when they see other girls with the same look, they're like, "Oh, okay, so I'm not going to be the only one with flat hair or whatever it is."
It's very interesting to see how people react in that transition. So
Sure, it really, really is.
it's very reassuring to hear it from your perspective, just being able to understand, okay, this is not the model's choice at that point. It's all
Right.
about the designer.
Right, absolutely. And you're just there to make the best of or show the best of their wardrobe and what they have designed and really give them a great showing.
Yes. Now I'm going to flip back really quick to the pageant
Sure.
industry. So
Yes,
we all know budgeting is like the number one priority for anyone getting ready for a pageant.
of course.
Um, how can you explain to our viewers how you come up with the price for a weekend of hair and makeup?
Sure. So I think there's a lot of things that go into it, and a lot of it depends on travel,
Mm-hmm.
hotel costs. All of those things have to come into play. And what I need, parents to understand particularly is that we have costs as well. And we're certainly not out there like dining at Ruth's Chris every night. Like it's usually a frozen dinner in the hotel room because we usually work 14 to 16 hours a day. So, but there are costs that we do have to cover as far as travel and hotel and that sort of thing. It also depends on how many competitions you're going to have during that day or how many touch points I will have with you.
Yes.
So usually a good base for hair and makeup is going to be around that 175 to 225 area. It can go up from there, just depending, again, if you have 5 different competitions that are going to require completely different looks, understand that that's a considerable amount of time.
Yes.
So we try to be very conscious of everyone else's budget and understand that what we offer is a luxury for sure. But we are there to make your life easier, and we do want to make it affordable. So anywhere in between that range. And there are artists that offer a buyout for a weekend, and sometimes that's going to be a lot more expensive, but you do have the opportunity to be their exclusive or one of their exclusive participants for the weekend. So you might have a little more time with them and be able to come back and get a touch up every hour, whatever that
Oh,
may
yes. And we've all been there. Even when you think you have like those 5 seconds, it's either okay, take a sip of water or go get your hair and makeup done.
Or get your hair and makeup done. It's all about priorities at that point.
Absolutely.
You can drink water later.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to just chat with us about the importance of hair and makeup.
For sure. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Well, everyone, make sure you tune in next time.